At Thugger, man. Top say yo bitch ass ain't slime no more anyway. How you want to do it? Slap. You ain't slap no more. You a spider. You a spider. How y'all feel about that?
Everybody expected Young Thug to come home and reclaim his throne. Nobody expected NBA YoungBoy's camp to publicly question whether he even deserved the word slime anymore. And that's exactly why this situation has the entire rap world locked in right now. Because this wasn't some random Twitter argument. This wasn't two rappers throwing subliminal back and forth for attention. This was a direct challenge aimed at the man who literally built slime culture from the ground up. And the timing makes it even crazier. Young Thug is fresh off one of the biggest legal battles hip-hop has ever seen. He's on strict probation. Every move he makes is being watched. One wrong step could send him right back into disaster. And right in the middle of all that, NBA YoungBoy's side decided to test him publicly. But to understand why this hit so hard, you first gotta understand what slime actually means. Young Thug didn't just popularize a slang word. He built an entire identity around it. YSL, slime language, slat, the slime movement. For over a decade, Thug turned that word into a lifestyle. It became bigger than Atlanta, bigger than rap. Artists all over the world started using it without even realizing where it came from. That's why this situation feels different. When somebody tells Young Thug, "You ain't slime," that's not just an insult. That's somebody trying to strip him of the very thing he created. It's basically telling Michael Jordan he doesn't belong in basketball anymore. And the craziest part? The message didn't even come from YoungBoy directly. It came through Herm. And if you know anything about NBA YoungBoy's circle, you know that means something. Herm isn't just another artist signed to Never Broke Again. He's one of the most loyal people around YoungBoy. This is the same man who went viral after saying he would literally tie YoungBoy's shoes if they came untied. People laughed at him when that clip first surfaced. They called him a yes man. Said he was doing too much. Said the loyalty looked embarrassing. But looking back now, that interview feels completely different. Because Herm basically warned everybody exactly who he was. A soldier. Someone willing to move, however Top wanted him to move. And that's why the internet exploded when Herm publicly tagged Young Thug and said, "Top said you aren't slime no more anyway. How you wanna do it?" That wasn't subtle. That wasn't coded. That wasn't rap promotion. That was direct. And the second people saw, Top said, everything changed. Because now it sounded less like Herm talking and more like YoungBoy sending a message through him. Suddenly, this wasn't just a side character speaking out. It felt like 4KT itself was stepping to Young Thug. And honestly, the timing couldn't have been worse for Thug. Because even though he's free right now, he's also trapped in a way most people don't fully understand. After the YSL RICO case, Young Thug accepted a plea deal that completely changed how he can move. He's reportedly dealing with years of probation, restrictions around gang-related activity, restrictions around who he can associate with, and constant legal surveillance over his public actions. That means every Instagram post matters, every interview matters, every beef matters. One bad decision could completely destroy the freedom he just fought to get back. And people know that. Which is exactly why some fans think the 4KT side chose this moment very carefully. Because the old Young Thug probably would have responded completely differently. But the 2026 version of Thug, he has way more to lose. And what makes this situation even crazier is that there was actually history between these camps before things got weird. At one point, there was genuine respect between YoungBoy and Thug. YoungBoy even had a YSL chain from Thug. There was overlap between the fan bases, overlap between the music, overlap between the cultures. For a while, it looked like these two movements could coexist without problems. But over the past few years, everything around YSL started getting messy. The RICO case changed the entire energy around Thug's world. Relationships started breaking apart. Former allies became enemies. Fans started debating who stayed solid and who folded under pressure. Then came the rumored diss tracks, the fallout with Gunna, the tension with former associates, and suddenly YSL no longer looked untouchable. Meanwhile, NBA YoungBoy's movement kept getting stronger. Tour numbers exploded. streaming numbers stayed dominant. The fan base got louder. The loyalty inside the camp looked tighter than ever. So now people are looking at this situation differently. Some believe 4KT sees YSL as vulnerable for the first time in years. And if that's true, then Herm's message wasn't random at all. It was strategic. But things got even more intense once Young Thug finally responded. Instead of threatening Herm back, Thug called him a fan. And honestly, that was one of the coldest possible responses he could have chosen. Because calling somebody a fan in rap culture is disrespectful in a completely different way. It's basically saying, you don't matter enough for me to take seriously. Thug wasn't just insulting Herm, he was dismissing his entire standing. Almost like he was saying, you're just a follower trying to get attention. YSL fans immediately loved the response. To them, Thug looked calm, untouched, unbothered. But on the other side, 4KT fans saw it completely differently. They felt like Thug avoided addressing the real issue. Because Herm wasn't claiming the message came from himself. He specifically said, "Top said." So when Thug dismissed Herm as a fan, some people interpreted that as indirectly dismissing Youngboy too. And that's when Herm doubled down. Instead of backing off, he posted 7 words that instantly made the situation feel darker. You know what's up from here. That's it. No long rant, no explanation, no extra details. Just 7 words. But everybody understood the energy behind them, because phrases like that carry weight without needing specifics. It sounded like the conversation had moved beyond social media. And whether that was the intention or not, that's how the internet took it. Suddenly, fans weren't just debating music anymore. Now people were debating loyalty, street credibility, power, legacy. And underneath all of it, there's a bigger reality that nobody can ignore. Right now, these two camps are moving in completely different directions. Youngboy's side looks unified. The tours are successful. The fan base is aggressive. The movement feels organized. And the independent success is becoming impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Thug is rebuilding almost everything. His freedom came with restrictions. His circle changed. His reputation took hits during the YSL case. And now every public conflict becomes another risk. That's why this moment feels bigger than just another rap beef, because it almost represents a changing of power inside the culture. For years, Young Thug was one of the most influential artists in hip-hop, a trendsetter, a tastemaker, a cultural leader. But now there's a younger movement stepping forward and basically saying, we don't view you the same anymore. That's what makes the Errant Slime No More line hit so hard. It's not just disrespect. It's a challenge to his legacy. And honestly, that might be the most dangerous kind of beef possible, because legacy battles don't disappear easily, especially when pride, loyalty, and reputation are involved. Now the biggest question is what happens next? Does Young Thug ignore it completely? Does he respond through music? Does Youngboy ever address it himself? Or does this situation keep escalating until the entire culture gets dragged into sides? Because right now, nobody truly knows how deep this tension goes behind the scenes. Maybe this gets settled privately. Maybe cooler heads take over. Maybe everybody moves on. But if that doesn't happen, this could turn into one of the biggest divides modern rap has seen in years. And the scariest part? We may only be seeing the beginning. So now I want to hear from y'all. Was Herm out of line for speaking on Thug like that publicly? Or do you think 4KT had a reason for sending that message? But one thing is clear, this situation is far from over. Because when two movements this powerful start publicly questioning each other's loyalty, status, and legacy, the tension doesn't just disappear overnight. Every post, every interview, every song, from this point forward is gonna get analyzed differently. And if either side decides to take things even further, the entire rap world is going to be watching in real time. So's now the real question becomes, is this just internet smoke? Or are we watching the beginning of a full culture war between 4KT and YSL? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you made it this far, make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on, because the second another update drops on this situation, you already know we're breaking it down immediately. No watered down stories, no fake narratives, just the real tea every single time,